One second. One second. Ah, there we go. Hey there, everybody. This is Good from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Welcome to Cryptids and Conspiracies. Got the usual crew on today. But this today is going to be special because this is going to be Wookie's show. He's been begging to do this for a couple weeks, so I'm going to let him go. So let me bring the furball on.
Sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
That's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that.
Hello.
Hey! Welcome to the show, Wookie. Who should we bring on first? Your choice.
Let's bring on Mr. Cruel Birab. Shall we?
Oh, okay. Oh, if we must. All right.
If it's no Scottish, it's crap!
Hello.
Welcome to the show. I guess that leaves last but least, certainly least, this guy.
Abby someone. Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal.
I love his picture.
Let's get pissed.
Well, that's a good start to the show, right, Wookie?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There you go. All right. Well, go ahead.
Well, I've also got a couple of. We can share some screens on a couple things, and I'll just go over them.
Okay.
Basically, descriptions and things like that are that's happened in relation to the rake.
Okay.
And we'll kind of do that a little bit. So. Yes, this is the Rake Horror Show today. The Rake Horror.
Let's fix that. Let's fix the
Rake Horror.
Let's construe with the rancor.
Okay. Do you have something to share or don't you have something to share?
Give me a second. Jeez.
He's a little
so
slow.
Persistent. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, let me just play a clip, okay? Because there's too much dead air right now.
You play a clip.
Okay, let's play this clip. There's a famous photo that every time something gets told about that's Wookie. Oh my God, look at all that text. Are you kidding me? We're not going to read all that.
I can read it. I can read it.
Oh, no.
Wookiees can't read.
No, I'm not going to. Okay. All right.
I knew this is good. I knew this was a mistake.
Hey, funny. Don't worry about it. I got a handle. Don't worry about it. It's
all right.
Start reading it. The guy from the garage and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Start reading it, I guess. All right.
Hey kid, don't worry about it. You understand? He's got it. He's handling it. You know what I mean?
We're professionals.
Don't worry. The
question is the rake a hoax? Is it fake? Is it made up? Well,
did you say hoe?
Yeah, a rake, hoe, spade, shovel, all that shit.
Well, evidently, Mrs. Good Stuff has started early. So
there we go. Good. I can't see. I'm on the other screen. Anyway, where does the rake come from? That's a question on this article here. It says the rake began as a collaborative project online, as many creepypasta characters do. When one user posted on 4chan board inviting others to contribute details for physical attributes and habits to help make a new monster. Photoshopped images of the rake were created and details of the monster's identity were tracked in this 2013 blog post. Basically, it goes in and talking about what it looks like. It's a humanoid, about 6 foot tall, standing, usually crouched, walking on all fours, has very pale skin, and the face is blank, basically. And there's no nose, no mouth. However, it has 3 solid green eyes. It says 3 eyes, but most of the things I've seen or heard about is 2. But anyway, so
I've got a video clip that pretty much sums this up.
okay, well,
All right.
let's do that then,
Wait a
shall
second.
we?
Before we do that, let me
Hang on.
find out what this good stuff said right here. Okay.
Oh no.
So, what kind of pet does a parkour have? I have no idea. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Let's play this video.
Now, some context after reading all of this. Apparently, the rake has been sighted for a very long time, the earliest accounts, of course, being in the 17th century. The story was spread far and wide, being reposted in December 2008 on LiveJournal, then onto 4chan/X Paranormal Forum in April of 2009. Also making it to Something Awful that same year, and finally onto Reddit's Paranormal Forum in 2010. Another point of interest, on Tumblr in December of 2010, a forum called Fuck Yeah the Rake was made as a means to share fan art and encounter stories. During the same month, an image was posted to the forum. What happened next was truly terrifying. The image, so horrifying. Any who were unfortunate enough to see it were scared for the rest of their life. Need I say, viewer discretion is advised for this next segment, for I do own the original image. Alongside with this already unholy image is actually video evidence of the rake's existence, also surfacing soon after the photo. First, discussing the image that was claimed to be a real encounter with the rake. The image itself, and the glory of its android-like quality, was said to be real. I mean, how could you explain such images of this disturbing, violent creature? Now, even though this creepypasta is nearly 20 years old, which is insane to think about, there is still a lot of mystery around this image. And I'm being real, by the way, like, this image, like, it just baffles everyone. I've done a lot of research, and 2 years ago, there's actually a discovery with the image, and I will share that right now. So, everybody debunked this photo, and they say that it is from Resistance 3, right? People say that this is supposed to be the Grimm character, and they made this fake trail cam photo of an encounter just for, like, publicity. Just like, ooh, it's a real-life scary thing. So this is actually not true at all. The developers of the game actually said that they didn't make the image. In actuality, it is a scary image that the creator, the dev of the game, just attached to and was like, look, this is our game. It was a big publicity stunt. The other thing is, it's like, though the Grimm and the Rake look somewhat similar, the Grimm characters have about 6 eyes, while the Rake only has, the 2 in front of its head. Though the eyes are off to the side a little bit, it is also missing the rows of very sharp teeth. Another little point of interest that I discovered was, why is this thing called the Rake anyway? Personally, I couldn't find any origins on the name itself, but I believe it to be... Why I believe this creature is called the Rake is because of its hands. Its large claws that rake the skin off of your, off of your body.
The reason why it was dubbed the Rake is because the size of its hands that were very large and pointy fingers, and that's where the name Rake came from.
Which is what he just said. You were listening, right?
What was that?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about parkours. Holy shit!
All right. Anyway,
All right.
So the thing about it is about 2006. What my research said is that Reddit said, "Hey, let's make our own creature, right?" And so they all got together, decided that they were going to create this creature, and that's the description they came out was tall, hairless, white, with glowing eyes, 3 rows of big teeth. and elongated claws. Well, the thing about it is around about that time there was this movie that came out called Descent.
I've seen it.
And yeah, so let me show you a clip of that.
The Descent. And they all died.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen that film. Yeah, I've seen that. And I'll be honest, when I was thinking about the Rakes, I never thought of that movie at all. I was thinking more along the lines of the Reapers from Blade 2, but the way they kind of crawl and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. The Rake mythology seems to be mixed up with the cave crawler mythology.
Right. Yeah.
And some people are like they call them rakes / crawlers, because of that.
Yeah. I also heard somewhere that they've been tied in with maybe Slender Man as well.
Oh yeah.
Tall and lanky, that kind of thing.
Right. And there's also like some people that tie them into the gray aliens,
I saw pictures of. I googled, pictures, and there was quite a few. It was just like, yeah, that looks just like a gray alien, but lanky and tall.
Right.
Usually they're quite small, but it was like, yeah.
Well, what seems to have occurred here is that what was intended to be kind of like a act of fiction, evidently they struck a chord, and suddenly these people started coming forward and saying, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and
by the way,
but just seemed to be a preponderance of videos, including that picture showed up, the one that I used in my thumbnail. That seems to be the most famous picture.
Right.
And it's yet to be entirely debunked.
Well,
the
video game that's referenced, I played the first one, and if I remember correctly, a lot of the bad guys in that had several eyes. It's kind of insectoid kind of thing.
Yeah. So what else you got, Wookie?
Well, let's take a look at some other footage, shall we? Let's try.
Take a look.
Which one did we ran? Okay, okay. So here we go with the first clip here.
Okay.
Let's actually, yeah. Let's take a look at this little short guy here.
White running across the screen,
right.
or just like a bright light from very far away. But the ones that are convincing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
white running across the screen, or just like a bright light from very far away. But the ones that are convincing.
Yeah, on the left hand side behind the last tree.
Yeah, I'll straight.
I
saw something
interesting looking figure there. Yeah. So the thing is, though, I mean, they've been seen in the forest, they've been seen in homes,
right?
Which was the scary part. They've been seen in suburban areas. So
well, the home one is just one lady. It's like one account as a creepypasta account.
There's a couple of videos.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if that's the one I saw.
Of either security cam footage or someone with. I think it's mostly security cam footage.
That makes a lot of us here, evidently. Anyway.
Well, Patsy's in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, though, they're just with this one. I mean, last week when we did the Montauk project, there was just like this overwhelming, massive amount of like of hearsay, but it was just like so much of it, and it's like
volume.
It's just the volume of it, but this one here, it just seems like it's so, it's like there's not like a whole lot of it. There's like not a whole lot of information, but what is there is like very compelling,
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could trace it back to like first hitting the consciousness on Reddit on 2006. Then there's like a game that was like created out of that.
When did the movie come out? Descent. What year was that again?
Descent was in the 90s, late 90s, I believe.
Was it? No, early 2000s, wasn't it? I'm sure
it might have been 2005. Actually, you're right. It might be 2005.
I was still watching. I was still working security at the time, and I believe I watched it on my job.
Nice.
I believe I watched that at my site.
You weren't very good at security, were you?
Yeah.
It was patrols every hour. We could get a movie in.
Oh, they had a second one.
2005.
2005. Yeah, 2005.
Yeah.
So in other words, this movie came out in 2005 and 2006. Reddit's like, hey, let's create a creature, and that's what they came up with. That looked exactly like the creature from Descent. So there seems to be an etymology there. Yeah. However, after that, it seemed to like take on a life of its own, and a lot of people were coming forward with like sightings and things like that.
Yeah, they were coming out. They were, making it known that, hey, I saw something like that. So,
but, the second clip. Play the second clip.
Yeah, let's play number 2 here.
The first one, Jiff and I like to call the deer video. It starts with a highway with a car that passes, and after you see a crawler-like creature sprint across the roads. It's CCTV footage from the UK, and it's a little blurry, but this one is extremely strange. We call it the deer video because, well, it kind of looks like a deer, and to an even larger extent, a greyhound. I don't think it's a deer personally, since deer don't leap like that, but the greyhound one is super convincing. We looked at greyhounds running at races and all sorts of videos. I think it's possible, but the way it looks at the end is certainly no dog at all. It's a confusing video, but easily one of my favorites, and one of the most convincing.
Yeah, that one there, the very end of the clip, you can see the hindquarters, and it doesn't appear to be a dog hindquarters.
No.
So
No.
they're over here.
More
They're over here
humanoid.
too.
More
evidently.
More human. They are.
Because it's a parkour. It's a parkour. That's what it is.
Don't walk out in the street at night, there, Kroll.
Well, it certainly must know parkour. So.
Yes.
It looked like it was moving like it knew parkour, but anyway.
Yeah. No, that had more of the characteristics of a human, and at least the hindquarters, and it's very fast.
Right.
I mean, definitely very quick. But I noticed one thing there was that at least in the end where they froze the frames.
Yeah.
Toward the end, you could see the proportion between the legs and the proportion between the lower legs and the upper arms, the arms and legs, let's say.
Yeah.
They look more in line. It's not like a human where the legs are a lot longer than the arms, where if you're going to go down on all fours and you're going to run like that, your ass is going to be way in the air.
Oh,
well,
and the ass on this was not very, far in the air.
Well, the rake, they're known for like long, like limbs, and they also seem to have like flexible backs, so that could explain that. It's still in keeping with the rake descriptions. So, I think the third one is pretty compelling. Let's play that one right quick.
The next video I want to share with you is titled Sewer Creature Spotted. It's a 30-second clip of a man down in the sewers of what seems to be his town as a creepy spindly creature with 2 bright eyes peers out at him, and then retreats back to what it was doing. It's a tough one not to believe. The channel that uploaded it is called United Utilities, and...
Yeah, that's a creepy looking sucker right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, humans don't have eye shine.
No.
That's the thing that like freaks me out a little bit. That's something that always freaks me out when they do it in movies. Where it looks like a human all of a sudden has eye shine, and it's like, whoa, But
I don't have eye shine like that at all.
No, that's an animal thing, and that clearly was like standing like a human. Doing that.
Yeah. It had a interesting way though. I don't know if it was actually standing or holding on to the freaking side of the wall.
Right.
That's the thing. I was looking at how it was kind of like moving when you could see a little bit of movement with like what would be like the shoulder or the left arm and the left shoulder.
Yeah.
It almost looked as if it was kind of, hanging on the wall.
Well, if you go back and you check the bricks, that thing had to be nearly 7 foot tall.
Are we sure of the interior height on that tunnel?
Well, bricks are pretty uniform. Okay. And all right, hold on.
And where is that at though?
Yeah. The next video I want to share with you is titled
yeah.
Sewer Creature Spotted.
Sure.
It's a 30-second clip of a man down in the sewers of what seems to be his town as a creepy, spindly creature with 2 bright eyes peers out at him and then retreats back to what it was doing. It's a tough one not to believe. The channel that uploaded it is called United Utilities, and
yeah, you can see it. It almost looks like it's got some long ass arms, but the thing is though, there's 7 courses of brick there, but it looks like it's a very narrow or shallow height.
That's what it's a narrow tunnel, but it's quite tall. It looks.
Yeah.
And there's no water at the base there.
But that thing, but depending on, you're just going to have to just accept okay, it's standing upright. It's got its feet on the ground or whatever.
Well, it's 6.5 bricks per foot, square foot, and that looked like about 21 to 30 something bricks high. So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
It looked pretty narrow and short to me. It looked like you were kind of crouching down.
It wasn't. I only counted 7 courses of brick.
Okay.
But then again,
that would be 7 foot tall, right?
You saw water at the base.
Yeah, there was some standing water there.
Of course, that would obscure some of the bricks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that one's I thought was pretty compelling. Look at that 4th clip right quick.
Mm.
The last video I want to talk about is titled The Rake Creature Caught on Tape. It's a shaky cam video recorded by a guy in his house at nighttime. He mentioned he heard something strange and decided to go check it out. When he got outside, he spotted the crawler on his roof. He then states he proceeded to get his rifle, but by the time he returned, the crawler was gone. This video is famous from the screenshot alone. It's weird, it's creepy, but out of the 3 videos I've talked about, this crawler is the most unconvincing. It just kinda looks like a baby or a small kid. I don't know what father, mother, brother, sister would put a small child on a roof, but people do crazy things for attention. It's very unlikely, but I mean, just look at this thing. It's not very crawler-esque, but I guess that's why it's a mystery.
I think there was sound on that video. I think I remember seeing that video a few years back. And
it's a grabbing booger.
A grabbing booger? Yeah.
Grabbing booger.
Grabbing booger. I think there was sound to that. There was, because it made some weird inhuman noise.
Yeah, we've got that. We've got that later clip.
Others.
Play.
Is that one from Spain?
Yeah, I got the Spain one, and I've got the USSR one where you hear the sound.
Yeah.
So
which one is that one?
I got them both together, kind of back to back.
On which?
It's Eyewitness.
Aha.
Yeah.
We want to play that one, or we want to do the one before it, the rake photo?
We already did rake photo.
Oh.
Yep. That's the last one.
All right, here we go.
However, just a few years after Rake's debut as a creepypasta, some very interesting video appeared on the internet. A video that originated from Spain, and thanks to it, what began as a mere fiction very quickly began to gain popularity as something real.
Home, tio, ja veus si sent dins l'oli. Des de fa rato que sent dins l'oli. Que sí, collons, que sí. Hòstia. Escolta. Ho sents o no? Cago en Scusa. Ehi, va fuori, stia, va!
This footage is known as the Fallen Angel from Spain, but whatever we see in the video looks just exactly like the famous Rake. A pale-skinned humanoid something with glowing eyes, lurking in the dark. Since then, videos depicting this mysterious creature have been appearing on the From the same area of Russia, many more videos have appeared, but one in particular was stuck in my mind. This is a video of an exploration of an abandoned underground tunnel, which is, as you can already guess, the place that the Rake likes the best.
Заткнись. Ага, прикалывается. Я тебе говорю, ты еще не знаешь, ты с чем сталкиваешься. Я тоже так умею. Куда пошли? Стойте, придурки, блядь! Стойте, говорю, сюда идите. Сюда идите. Сюда иди, я тебе говорю. Футболёк делай. Вот тоже надо уметь. Слушай, ты его успокой, а?
Бобер, иди сюда, бобер.
Сюда иди, блядь.
Бобер, иди сюда, вот заебал. Внутри помолчи.
Так, ладно, хуй с ним. Говорят, что где-то вон там у входа, вот прямо, видите? Вот где башня вот эта вот, и рядом, там прямо. Где-то там, в основном он встречается, где-то там его засекали. Идите тихо, я сказал, блядь. Пацаны, заткнулись все.
In my opinion, that was not a human-made sound.
No. You know, I know a little bit about vocal animations, and that sounded like an inhale screech, but it was like humans don't usually able to do that with their vocal cords. That's something.
It also had volume to it.
Yeah, it had a lot of volume to it. Yeah,
and you could tell when it got closer too.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was not something that those guys there could recreate.
No, the typical Russians, they were like, yeah, I'm not afraid of you, you know.
Exactly.
If I heard something like that, dude, I would be out of there. Okay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'd be gone.
I'm not going to be like comparing gonads with something that makes that noise.
No. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. So pretty much, I mean, so what you have here is, it's around 2006, Reddit did come kind of like create this, talk about this creature, creating this creature. But the thing about that is, since then, it's like immediately after that, like the first video was like from 2006, I think. But it's like people that like galvanized people to start comparing notes, because once somebody like calls something into like existence, then people are going to start like saying, wait a second, and maybe all this evidence was there before and people just didn't know how to have a label for it, which happened a lot, like things with like Sasquatch or Loch Ness, after somebody like names it, then people are like, oh yeah, I have a story from like 200 years ago or something like that, or 20 years ago. And so, whether they came up with the creature, all this is now kind of like people are like, there's evidence that are like it's coming forward. So, so what do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think it's just like fabricated? Do you think this is all a hoax? You know, maybe it started out as a hoax, but did it stay a hoax? You know, that's the question.
I think based upon what I've seen so far, it's quite interesting to not really see any other eyewitness accounts or anything else prior to 2005
Right.
outside of some cryptic note or some log entry on a freaking boat.
Mm.
The funny thing is about that log entry in the post that I read, talking about the log entry on that boat in 1691 or some crazy freaking year like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoever was writing did this article claimed that that's what the captain called the creature.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, almost 400 years before, but they're calling it a rake. What?
Uh-huh.
We will not return to the place of the rake or something, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I find that interesting.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe the rake was something that was.
You know, it's a lot easier to conduct a show when you're not eating.
Are you?
It's
Hell,
a
you
lot
again?
easier.
You
It's
know,
a lot
Wookiees
easier. You
are
don't have
always
to
hungry.
stop to chew or
Wookiees are
anything.
hungry.
You know.
Nom 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 nom.
Nom, nom, nom.
Anyway,
Nom, nom.
so so I don't know. I mean, all the research that I was doing, it just you know, there's a lot of like preponderance of people out talking about it, but they always kind of like come back to the same conclusion that this is like there's something out there that's been called rake that may have pre-existed before people started talking about it as a rake. You know, I know that there's stories of like cave dwellers, you know, white pale cave dwellers. You know, that goes back quite a bit. You know, the Sawney Bean family from England. You know, that the inbred cave dwellers that like cannibalize, you know, tourists.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds a little similar to this. You know, and I imagine staying in a cave for a while would and not seeing the light of day would cause your skin to go pale. You know, and
Yeah.
you're not doing a lot of hygiene or anything. Your nails would grow long, you look like talons. And, you know, your eyes would probably start looking red after a while, or you know,
Right.
withdrawn or sunken. So those stories do seem to have some kind of like factual backing. But you know, this whole rake thing of them like being out and about, out into the world or whatever. The lack of quality footage is you know, it's kind of that's one of the things that bothers me is that I'm sorry nobody had like a smartphone footage. It's all, I mean,
So if it was back in 2006 sort of way as well, you know, phones are not as good as they are now, of course.
No.
It's like anything with these cryptids and stuff like that, that, you know, you see these video of these things and they're always grainy.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, in high def or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it leads to the speculation. So,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like the first one we saw in the first video, if you looked at the photo, everything was in focus except for the creature.
Right.
And it's kind of like, that doesn't bode well if you want to have like a confirmation of something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like these creatures kind of have like a anti photographic, you know, powers or something. You know, like Sasquatches have a way to be unphotographable or something. I don't know. I mean,
there was a series of trail camera pictures that was posted a couple of years ago, and it was a guy doing a prank on a hunting buddy of his.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he did was he went out and got costumes. He got a Wookiee from Star Wars. He got a Chewbacca outfit with everything. The gun, the sash, the whole 9 yards, the gauntlet. And he had some Ewoks. He got an Ewok costumes and had the kids wear them. So they're just standing there in these photos. And of course it's trail cam, so it's all black and white. It's all, all with motion sensors. So they're just standing there. You got a Wookiee, you got a freaking Ewok, a couple Ewoks standing in this trail cam footage. The thing is, though, Abby hit it on the head. The quality of the surroundings is much, much clearer and precise versus that first picture that the infamous picture is. The same was with the, but not the same with the guy doing the prank, because you could tell it's a guy in a suit, it's a kid in a freaking, fictional character suit. And so the quality of the trail cam, they're pretty quality. But the problem is if someone's manipulating shit, then of course what they're manipulating is not going to match the quality of the camera that's being taken. I've seen brightness where in trail camera, for whatever reason, there's a flash of light that's in the photo, that frame. But that one picture that leaves a big question mark in my head. I think it's been added.
No, well, the thing that bothers me about that is the fact that its claws are buried into the ground in front of it. And, you always look for the contact point where the object has a contact with the ground. And there's certain things that you're not going to be able to Photoshop. And that particular picture, it just, I don't know, the way the claws are digging into the ground. And the odd way it's contorted, just really kind of like, I really don't know. I still, in my head, I don't have it clear how you could fake that. I just don't. You want to play that video again? Yeah.
Which one? The
picture. Yeah, Rake.
Now, some context after reading all of this. Apparently, the Rake has been sighted for a very long time, the earliest accounts, of course, being in the 17th century. The story was spread far and wide, being reposted in December 2008 on LiveJournal, then onto 4chan/X Paranormal Forum in April of 2009. Also making it to Something Awful that same year, and finally onto Reddit's Paranormal Forum in 2010. Another point of interest, on Tumblr in December of 2010, a forum called Fuck Yeah the Rake was made as a means to share fan art and encounter stories. During the same month, an image was posted to the forum. What happened next was truly terrifying. The image, so horrifying. Any who were unfortunate enough to see it were scared for the rest of their life. Need I say, viewer discretion is advised for this next segment, for I do own the original image. Alongside with this already unholy image is actually video evidence of the Rake's existence, also surfacing soon after the photo. First, discussing the image that was claimed to be a real encounter with the Rake. The image itself, and the glory of its android-like quality, was said to be real. I mean, how could you explain such images of this disturbing, violent creature? Now, even though this creepypasta is nearly 20 years old, which is insane to think about, there is still a lot of mystery around this image. And I'm being real, by the way, like, this image, like, it just baffles everyone. I've done a lot of research, and 2 years ago, there's actually a discovery with the image, and I will share that right now. So, everybody debunked this photo, and they say that it is from Resistance 3, right? People say that this is supposed to be the Grimm character, and they made this fake trail cam photo of an encounter just for, like, publicity. Just like, ooh, it's a real-life scary thing. So this is actually not true at all. The developers of the game actually said that they didn't make the image. In actuality, It is a scary image that the creator, the dev of the game, just attached to and was like, look, this is our game. It was a big publicity stunt. The other thing is, it's like, though the Grimm and the Rake look somewhat similar, the Grimm characters have about 6 eyes, while the Rake only has, the 2 in front of its head. Though the eyes are off to the side a little bit, it is also missing the rows of very sharp teeth. Another little point of interest that I discovered was, why is this thing called the Rake anyway? Personally, I couldn't find any origins on the name itself, but I believe it to be... Why I believe this creature is called the Rake is because of its hands. Its large claws that rake the skin off of your, off of your body.
Yep.
Well, I was just thinking that the hands are maybe out of view, not necessarily buried in the ground, but just not there, just not in the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of cut off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, it's a good fake. If it's a fake, it's a very good one.
Yeah.
Like the Thunderbird, the famous Thunderbird photo,
Well, even
where
the
a bunch of cowboys are holding up a pterodactyl,
Right.
Pattern.
Go ahead.
That to me, that's not a very good video. Granted, it was, look at the technology back then, but in that video, you see nothing's really in focus in that video. It's all.
Oh, the Patterson Gimlin?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, so we're coming up on the usual time where we give our conclusions.
Can I just? I watched the video and it was a lady's account of one of these creatures in her bedroom, and it was in the bedroom. Her husband.
We're real, Patsy. We're just this dumb.
Huh?
We're just this stupid. We're real. Yep. So that's why he said cruel. That's why I was responding to. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, go ahead.
The video that I saw, there was an accounting of a lady who encountered one of these things, and it was in her bedroom, and her husband was sleeping next to her, and he got such a fright when she woke him up that he almost kneed her in the face, and eventually it was just sat there. It sat at the foot of the bed and eventually walked round, and was just kind of looking at her husband, sort of like this, and then it started to move and went into the corridor, and she was worried that it was going to their daughter's room. Oh. So she followed it and got the light on and sort of saw it hunched over, very much like the kind of descriptions that we see, and there was blood on it. So she ran into it. It disappeared, and she ran into the daughter's bedroom, and she'd been injured. I don't know how badly. So what happened was the husband took the daughter to hospital, but didn't get there because they went in the lake and died.
Oh, accident. Yeah.
So, I'm assuming a car accident, and she lost them all. And obviously, she got in contact with other people. There was somebody in a town over had similar kind of experiences with these kind of weird things, and she actually recorded herself sleeping for 2 weeks, and she was convinced that at some point she'd heard something, and that Rake had basically been spying on her or visiting her for years. And there was an idea that there's some kind of psychological trauma they inflict, but that could be a completely different thing that's getting mixed.
Well, that sounds like there's something called a night something other that absorbs fear.
Okay.
That it causes fear and then it eats the fear.
Okay.
Night something or other. I can't remember. Night hag maybe.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah,
whatever it was, that's what I saw, and they attributed it as a rake. So you could be right.
well,
But they gave the
yeah,
glowing eyes
right.
description and all that as well. So
Yeah,
who knows?
I looked through that one. It didn't sound sounds like Uncle Rake.
Uncle Rake. Uncle Rake.
Uncle Rako. An incubus.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Could be an incubus.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
succubus.
shadow people, right? Yeah, incubus is a male version of succubi or whatever. Succub. We were talking about sucking earlier, so yeah, kind of like that. Anyway, all right. Okay, so we have a poll in my chat.
And in mine.
Oh, you have one in yours. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a poll. Unfortunately, there's no parkours in the poll, but there's a poll.
Then it's a
all right.
shadow
So,
poll.
both
I
in
know.
Wookie's chat and my chat, there's a poll, and we have 4 categories, and that is debunked. Do you think that the rake is created by Reddit and it's just a hoax? Number 2 is confirmed. Do you think? Well, actually, yeah. Confirmed would be is that you think that this thing is real. It's not a hoax. That there is something to it. In the middle is maybe they started it out as being a hoax, but maybe there's something to it also. And undecided means that you're just not convinced. You don't have any opinion either way. So Wookie, you are you? What do you think, man?
I think I'm kind of in the middle on this one.
All right, in the
I
middle,
am because, and the reason why I say that's because, this didn't reach social media until 2005.
Right.
There's nothing really prior to that
Mhm.
in any cryptid type of documentaries, any kind of books, like all your normal cryptozoology people like Lauren Coleman and the like, never talked about anything like that at all.
Right.
But they talked about more things than just Sasquatch, Bigfoot. They talked about other stuff, but never that I had seen in their books came across anything like that. So the lack of having anything prior to 2005, 2006 that was substantive. Now, that's not meaning to say that people who did have experiences in the 90s or whenever aren't, they're not that aren't telling the truth. They had experience of some kind, and this lady that Cruel described and the incident that she had, and she got together with other people and put their notes together, and came up with, this thing's real. We're not hallucinating. Still, and then Wef Patsy also says right there, he says, if Linda Moulton Howe, quit that, stop it. If Linda Moulton Howe didn't mention it, I don't believe it.
All right.
She is actually a very good investigative reporter. She really is.
Okay.
But yeah, I just don't know. I think there's evidence there. Maybe it was something, maybe the 4chan thing, in my opinion, was something that came about by, how government leaks things. They leak stuff out because maybe information could be suppressed on this situation because of the fact that, it's in the woods or it's in caves.
Well, there was a story.
House.
There was a story that was actively suppressed about the possible rake. That was actually made headlines, and they said that got suppressed. So
things like that, like I said, and then this whole thing that started out in 2005, 2006 on social media could have been the leak, the warning, the leak, under the guise of, we're just going to make up some shit.
So you
reality,
believe there's enough there that you're not undecided, but you you
I'm in
can't
the
go all the
middle
way
on
to
it.
confirm.
I'm in the middle on
Okay.
it. And just,
Right.
yeah.
All righty, Cruel. What are you thinking, sir?
I'm kind of in a similar boat to Wookiee. I think there's enough things out there to say that these people have definitely had some kind of experience, but with all the different legends and similarities that the Rake has to other things, I think there's maybe a crossover going on. Again, some of the photographs are not necessarily convincing. Some of those videos were pretty interesting, and the one in Russia was that was kind of cool. But yeah, I'm in the middle on this. I think not 100% as to whether it's all Rake related. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we got 2 in the middles. What about you, Abby?
I'm undecided.
Undecided. All righty.
I'm just there's not enough of anything to make me go either way. So.
Well, there's enough of
about that?
Montauk to convince you, but there isn't enough for this. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, Montauk, I was kind of in the middle. There was something there, but it wasn't. It was like this, and then it wasn't really cohesive. You know what I mean? It wasn't like really one thing. It was just kind of a soup of a lot of things that jumbled together with Montauk. This is kind of like, well, like Wookiee said, you don't start getting reports of this thing until like the early 2000s and stuff like that. And
right,
what you get isn't like a lot, and it's a little clip here, a little flash here, and nothing definitive. And
the movie came out, and the movie came out as well right about then too. So
right before that. I closed the poll when I entered the chat without voting because I was blocking the windows there. A way to send the poll out again. The poll's still open. POLL. Still open.
Poll is still open on my.
Anything's possible. Wilderness is 60% of our nation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I vote it's bullshit. Okay. All righty. Well, let me check and let me close my poll out and
I guess a more appropriate term would be rake shit.
Rake shit. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Patsy, if you go to my my YouTube channel, it's in the chat there. Wookiee Fever Presents YouTube channel. It's there. It's still up.
All righty. Let me end this poll. Let's see what we got.
Well, you see, I haven't voted in the polls because that would be giving my opinion twice. And that would be cheating.
You don't want to do that. Yeah.
You're on the panel.
Voter fraud.
Panel, so there you go. All right. So the poll came back as 75% undecided, 25 in the middle, and 0 debunked and 0 confirmed. I'm surprised, WEF Passy, why you didn't vote debunked. But we'll take you on debunked. So we'll say there's a 25% on debunked. But that's out of 4 votes. What you got, Wookiee?
I got 2 votes, and it's 50% confirmed and 50% undecided.
Oh, okay.
So
alrighty.
That's what I've got right now. But if Web Patsy goes over and decides to vote on mine, that could change. I don't know. Yeah. Don't know. So I haven't closed it yet. So
yeah, just go ahead and close it out. Well, I already got his vote. His vote is for debunked. So
all right.
Already kind of added it into my vote. So looks like we've got a pretty solid undecided today.
Well, there you go.
Can the panel put their ats in the chats? Not sure what you mean by that.
So.
Not sure what you mean by that. The only ones with channels is me and Wookiee. Wookiee Fever channel and T Bunny channel. The only 2 channels. Everybody else nobody else has channels. On Twitter, on Twitter, Cruel Byrab at Cruel Byrab. Abby someone is at Cancer71 for some damn reason. No idea. And Wookiee Fever is at Wookiee Fever. So there you go.
You will find.
But anyway,
actually, Wookiee Fever 1969.
1969. There you go. Anyway,
you can't miss it.
Yeah,
you can't miss it.
All right. Let me put them down for you here. At
yeah, that is me.
Cancer.
Okay.
71. At Wookiee Fever 1969 and telepathic bunny. Alrighty. There we go.
You shall find this.
So okay, so there you go. All right, so that's that we got undecided today. Just not enough information one way or another. The lore is just too brand new. It just showed up at the last minute, and even with the preponderance of information that's or like clips that have come out and things like that, it just doesn't seem to be a smoking gun enough for us to confirm this.
Here's one thing, though, I have to add a special note to, is that this thing is crawling around in someone's house.
Yeah, that's
depending on the state that you live in, that thing could be ventilated.
Yeah,
and so I'm very surprised that something like that hadn't happened.
It's amazing how those things
into a pincushion.
It's amazing how those things only seem to happen in blue states, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah. That's
alrighty.
That's one of those things that kind of like makes you go,
Things that make you go.
I know that people shot at things trying to get in their house, like Bigfoots or aliens and shit like that. There's a shit ton of evidence on that. You know,
I am just.
Whoa! Lost Abby.
Was it something I said? Was it something I said? I just opened my mouth and he disappeared.
Maybe he had to go get something.
I'm just so glad that the United Kingdom is pretty much the same equivalent as a blue state in America where you can't do
There you go.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh no, Abby was on camera for a couple minutes.
We see you.
He pulled the problem being. That's the funniest damn.
Yeah, it was California.
Freaking chance. You ever get a if you ever get a chance, watch Mr. Brown Alliance's New Year's Eve special. Oh
Again?
my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The first hour and 45 minutes is nothing but drunk problem being. It's great.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and play this close.
Oh yeah.
All right, make it official. All right. Well, thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you for
everybody in the chat. Thank you
Thanks,
everybody there.
everyone.
William F. and Web Patsy. Thank you
And,
guys for coming in. Thanks for Mrs. Good Stuff for
she
was
stopping
in the chat.
by.
What's the
Yep, right. Anyway.
Yep. B Dog was also in the chat.
Yep.
All righty.
Who's in the chat? That's my Rick. Brother Fark.
He's away again.
He's away. He must be hitting the button. He must have some really high quality internet service.
I don't know.
I guess so.
Lost my Rick had to borrow the park hoe. It was a good firm.
Is there park rakes? There you go.
Oh God.
Not cooperating.
All right.
Internet.
I got to point to the sign.
Oh no.
Is that what you're telling me?
Nice.
All right.
All
Once
right.
per show.
Yes.
Yep. Minimum. All right. Well, thank you all for coming.
So,
we had a good time.
What are we
this
planning?
is,
Bunny, what about next week?
All right. Pick
What
a
we
conspiracy, Abby.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. Building 7.
Building 7. Okay, so next week, Abby's choice. We're going to talk about Building 7.
I think
so
it's on the list.
Yes.
it's on the list.
On our list.
It is
Yeah.
on the list. Okay.
I'm looking here. There it is. It's actually number 1 on the list.
Yes.
All right. So next week is going to be Building 7. What's the
7.
question that we want to answer?
Spontaneously collapsed and it wasn't hit.
Was it an inside job?
Was Building 7 an inside job? That sounds like that's got a tune that can dance to it. So
Freaking defies all logic of physics and shit for why it fell down.
All righty. So
yeah.
was Building 7 an inside job? It's going to be next week. And if our channels don't get struck, we'll keep going. But,
yeah.
Oh, anyway, so that's going to be next week, guys.
Good question. We'll find that out next week, Patsy.
Yeah.
We'll find that out next week.
Tune in.
What businesses were located inside Business 7? Yep. We'll cover that. We'll cover that. But anyway, that's been Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics here at Wookiee Fever, Mr. Cruel by Rab from Scotland. And Mr. Abby Someone from deepest dark California.
Yes.
And bless his heart.
My bunker in California.
Bless his heart.
All right, we will see you all next week. Same cryptid channel, same conspiracy time. 7 o'clock p.m. EST or 4 o'clock PST.
Or midnight in Scotland.
In Scotland. Anyway.
There we go.
You come back next week. This time we're going to be here talking about Building 7. So we'll give it a shot. Anyway, see y'all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you.